from the friends online.
This is from our dear podcast editor, Any Day. Who asked, at what age did you get started, and what kind of, like, when did you get your first violin?
Oh, goodness. I was 6 years old when I started. And yeah, that's when I got we rented this little tiny violin. My parents couldn't afford to buy me one at the time. They could barely afford lessons. So my first time that I had my own violin, I think, was when I was 8, is when we bought my first little one.
Okay, so you started taking, like, lessons when you were 6?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. At a, like, I don't know anything about music.
Okay.
I just like listening to it, but I don't know anything about it. So, like, what kind of lessons did you take? Like, did you go to a school, or do you have a private tutor, or like how was the how was the practice?
Yeah, they didn't have any like violin schools anywhere around where I lived. So my mom found, a teacher, and I would have private lessons once a week for 15 minutes as a little girl.
Right. Do you still keep in touch with that teacher?
I don't. We moved so I started when I was 6. I took from her for like a little less than 2 years, and then we moved. And then I had the same teacher from the time I was 8 till I was like 16, And I every once in a while will touch base with that teacher. I hadn't talked to her in forever, and I called her over Christmas break and was like, I want to send you my CD. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a violinist full time now. And she was really excited to hear that.
I bet if I was a violinist teacher, I'd be really excited too.
Wow.
So you talk about a lot, how you do, your own music, you write it, edit it, and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, for all the, aspiring musicians out there, like, do you have any tips for how to do awesome things like you do? Like, for example, how do you compose songs? What kind of software have you been using? Or
Right. I would say, well, one thing I've learned is I try to do it all, but you can't do it all. And you have to find the things that are the most important to you and the things that you want to do and you want to be great at instead of trying to do it all. So for a while, I tried to record myself all the time, and the tracks were okay. But my best advice is find people that are talented at what they do and work with them. Like, I found people that were good recording artists that could record me, and in return, I would record violin for them on their stuff. Like trading skills with people. And so how I do my music is I write the violin parts, and then I will send those to producers that produce backtracks. And like I said, I would trade skills with them, or I would promise them 50-50 split on iTunes, because at the time when I first started, I couldn't afford to pay a producer their full rate. That was no way. I'm poor. And so, I would trade skills, or I would say, hey, like, let's do this together, and I'm going to make this video for it, and we'll split the iTunes 50-50. Those kind of things. And then that way you can grow your project without going into like debt, or spending your entire life savings on something that you're not even sure is going to work.
But for you, it has worked out pretty well.
It has, thankfully. But, at the time, I was just doing it for fun. I never expected to be a full-time touring the world violinist. I was only doing it because I loved it and hoping that it might turn into something, but not banking on it,
We have another question also from Any Day, because he likes to ask questions.
Oh,
He's
wow.
Any Day, the curious editor. He wants to know, like, what part about, I guess, your fame has surprised you the most? I'm going to give you an example, because it's a bit weird phrased question. Any Day. For instance, during the 2012 Olympics, there was a Mexican gymnast who had your Zelda medley play during...
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, how did you react to that?
Well, I got all these Twitter, comments about, like, your music was used in the Olympics. It was in the Olympics. And I was like, what? They must be mistaken. It must be something else. And then, sure enough, I searched for it and found it and was like, what? I mean, that was crazy to me. It's very cool.
Yeah. Do you have any other, like, experience like that where maybe you met someone who's like, oh, yeah, I know you, or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've had I'm trying to think. I mean, many times I've had people stop me, and at first it was really weird. I'd be in random places and people would run up and, oh my gosh, I love your stuff. I know who you are. And, it was kind of weird, and it would take me off guard that, like, wow, I just put videos online and people are starting to recognize me. But it's really cool. It's very humbling in a way to think that, you know, just by that I'm so lucky that I can do what I love and it touches other people.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's such a huge blessing and, you know, exciting thing, honor, whatever you want to call it.
I want to know, like, so what can we expect in the future? Are you going to do, like, perhaps any more video game or movie-related medleys or themes?
Yes, definitely. I'm going to release a Halo theme in not too long. On Devin's Supertramp's channel, he's going to release a Final Fantasy medley that Steven Anderson and I composed or arranged. That's a better word. Arranged. Yeah. And there's a really cool video that goes along with the Final Fantasy one. And I'm sure I'll do more gaming covers in the future. Those are just the two that I have that are in the works. Other than that, movies. I've thought about doing Les Miserables. Thought about doing The Misty Mountain from The Hobbit.
I think a lot of people would love to see that.
Yes, I know. When I'm off the road, I think I might have some. Well, who knows when that'll be? But you know, I want to try to make some time to compose some of these songs, and then also really important to me is I'm going to start working on some other original tracks. Those are my favorite to work on. Is the original stuff, the electronic side.
Right. And finally, more dubstep?
Yeah, I mean, I love dubstep, so I don't want to be always doing it, but definitely on my next album, I'm going to have probably 2 dubstep-ish songs, because I think I love them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that question was from Leah, who is our lovely forum administrator, by the way. And I think a lot of people really enjoy the dubstep. And your Crystallized video was also, as you know, featured on YouTube's, you know, most...
that was crazy.
I did not expect it to see it there, but there it was.
Yeah, well, yeah, I woke up one morning and I'd gotten like so many subscribers and I was like, what happened? And everyone's texting me like, what's going on with your channel? And then I looked up that I found that out and I was like, whoa. I mean, I had no idea. It was news to me.
All right. Finally, I would just like you to, well, maybe tell the universe why they should come see you on tour, and also if there's anything that they can look forward to in the near future, without perhaps, you know, spoiling any surprises.
Right. Well, universe, this is so fun for me. I have loved touring because it's kind of the only time I get to meet you guys face to face and see you guys at the concerts, and the shows are so much fun. There's tons of energy, and it's like a giant violin party. It's the best way I can describe it. But yeah, this next tour, we're going to have like a light show with us on the road. Basically, it's going to be pretty intense and awesome. And yeah, coming up soon, I have lots of videos that are already made and in the works, and I'm really excited to start releasing them within the next 2 months. So stay tuned, guys.
Excellent. All right. That's it. We are going to head over now. So, thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Do you want to see the questions, or do you want us to take them as they come?
Take them as they come.
It'll be more exciting.
Surprise me.
Yes. Very good. Enjoying it so far?
Yes, it's been awesome. Woo. Yeah, no, it's been really fun. I love Europe. I love, it's my first time ever coming to Sweden, so.
Well, that's good.
Yeah?
It's cold, but good.
It's cold. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, the city is beautiful. I just barely was walking around. Yeah, it was really pretty. There was lots of really pretty people everywhere I went. Everybody's...
People say that, but...
It's true. Everybody's very stylish, and I was like, wow, like... Everybody's looking good.
All right, I don't know, like, where do you come from? Where do you live? Like,
normally, I'm from the United States. I live in Arizona now. I'm kind of homeless, actually. I used to have an apartment, but I was on the road so much, and I'd be at my house or my apartment like 3 days a week or 3 days a month. And so I was like, forget this. I put all my stuff in storage, and I just live on a tour bus now.
Well, that's a life,
yeah,
too.
So I mean,
it's...
that's my home then. That big bus that drove by, it's my home.
Oh, I haven't seen it. But
Oh.
Yeah, you can probably see it on Facebook.
Yeah.
If not, put up pictures.
I
this
will.
Is where I live.
Oh, you know, I have a second channel called Lindsey Time, and on that second channel, all our videos are shot. Most of them are on the bus of us hanging out doing stuff. So you can see the bus on my Lindsey Time channel.
This shirt
This shirt.
is what all true warriors strive for.
Okay.